Hello again, people. Right, as always, or as often the case, I come across a situation on the charts that makes me think of something that I should make a video about. And here is one in particular. I've just got back from doing the horses, a daily chore, and I'm looking for a trade. So basically, first port of call is the average daily range. Uh, Chart, as it were. And there is a video about this if you want to look it up. Just search the YouTube channel ADR and you'll find one on how to set this up and the indicator you need, which will be on Forex Factory. And then back to so pound pairs were showing slightly overextended, nothing exceptional. It's been a pretty odd day, but that doesn't really matter. That's by the by. But what you can see, if I've been using the dragon, and you can see on the charts quite quickly where you should be looking by flicking through a few time frames. So we're on the 5 minute, and normally I'd like a 5 minute trade. I'd be up here, just crossed through, dropped it down through the dragon, and then pulled back, and we look for that sort of situation there. So what that then tells us is that we're a long way away from just a reversal, as it were. We are in a continuation trade. Now, as yesterday's video explained, the beauty about that is you can then start to look through the higher time frames and see where you are in regard to them. That was that crossover. That was that first continuation down. And as you can see, that was where the impulse move happened. The high, the low, the lower high, and boom, off it went. So, well, actually, the start of the trend swing, 1, 2, 3, that's 4, the accumulation phase, that's 5, the impulse phase. All happened very quickly because at the start of the day, as I mentioned, this was setting up the clear divergence, which is why I didn't want to be entering the trade. Once again, look, there's where we want to be entering. The price has just crossed over the dragon, and then you've got that high there. You can get in there. That's strictly speaking, that's the resistance that this has broken, and that's where it acted as support there and there. Resistance becomes support, so that's the first best entry there, and the histo um, uh, added to that. The histo confirmed that, rather. That's the word I was looking for. But as you can see, divergence, and it did exactly what I thought it would do. So getting back to the point, I'm looking at this now and looking for a possible trade. We can see we should be looking for shorts, nothing else, because we're using that now support as resistance. Asian low has been broken and used as resistance as well. You can see that there's a poke up there and it's held. But looking at this TMT, you can see, what you ideally, if you're going to consider going long here, you want to see a full candle, no wicks high or low. So this needs to look predominantly red, and that way, when you're down here, you should be pulling up to, to further through the drag, and all the other rules apply. So this is all wrong for an overextended daily range, and as it is on this, it's not overextended. So the numbers are different. This is 5 days. The ADR is 14 and 100 or something like that, if I remember rightly. So you can find that out in the settings. So getting back to this, now we've moved from the 5 to the 15. Now we can go to the 30 and look at it. And the 30, that was the drop below the dragon. That's the pullback. That's that continuation we talked about. Massive moves. H1 starts to look interesting again now, because if you look at this, we've dropped through that support there, and we're using it, and here critically, and this is the point that we should be looking at now. We can see we've clearly dropped through that support that's created this uptrend, and we're using it as resistance. And the RSI is turning red, so we're good for shorts, possibly. Let's have a look at H4 just to get a feel for what's going on. H4, yeah, we've actually got momentum. You know, that's the bust, pullback, break and close. So it's good to go short. But then going back up the time frames, because remember, the higher the time frame, the longer this move will take. And we've hit this 150 level where we've busted it, probably taken out some stops, massively busted it actually. Taken out, hit this support there, and effectively the stop losses that would lower than here, which probably you know, their orders to the opposite side, they've filled, and that's what's created that massive wick there. And now really this is ranging. This isn't a particularly good position to consider trading, but that's really what this video is about. Those the divergence to the upside, which caused the big down move or created that move, and to remind you that, you know, these higher time frame moves, you know, H1N30 can take hours and hours and hours to this could go on sideways now for a day or two, literally. We watched that on XRP after the weekend's huge games. It took a day and a half, I think, if yeah, I'm thinking right. Yeah, it was late yesterday it started to move. So yeah, that's what this video is about. Always be aware that the higher the time frame, the longer you have to wait for the move, and the more likelihood of being, you know, shaken out of a trade you will get. So, you know, that's the point of this. First break through the dragon is where you want to be getting into your trade. Much the same as first break through the dragon is where you want to be getting that trade there. This is now without doubt in a range, but you can clearly see that anyway. You know, you've got two lows there and two highs there. It could pop up there, it could pop down here. It can do anything. You can see the momentum's running off as well. So, you know, sometimes you'll get into this when this is overextended, you know, great big, like I said, a full bar there, and that's when you want to be getting into an ADR trade. So nothing to see here really. What else was I going to talk about? Yes, this as well. Look, here, and this happened to the upside on GJ, so this is why I was looking at this and finding it quite interesting. Here, you've got momentum. Here, you've got super momentum. And here, you've got sweet FA. So if you're considering shorting this with the same sort of thought processes of shorting it here or shorting it here, you will probably get caught out. And this is why I made this video, because this is the trade I was hoping to take. You know, I can't go long for all sorts of reasons. You know, there's no momentum to the long side. This, as I said, this daily TMT daily candle is not looking right for longs at all. I mean, if it pulls up over this Asian low and pulls back, and we see some momentum come back into the market, then regardless of that TMT, there's a reason it's going up, and you know, it's the RSI is telling you to take the trade. That's why the RSI is so valuable. So, you know, this is priceless in my opinion, because it happened this morning as well. If I can find that, because it was on the 5-minute chart, I must have been looking at something like this. Yeah, because it'll look scrunched up because of the size of the move there. But I'd done the same thing on the other on this in the morning, and we'd got strong momentum here. We got strong momentum here. We'd got, because remember this is 6 a.m. my time, and I was looking at the market here, wondering whether to go long. or it might have come into the market a bit late actually. But so, you know, this was where we could see the divergence as well. Upward move, lower highs on the RSI, and yeah, I was waiting for this, and there was literally no power in this move at all. See that? I mean, you know, when did we get the confirmation to go into that trade? About there. And I was looking at something else as well. I decided to take something else. I mean, there was 9 or 10 pips there if you're lucky. You've got to take the spread off, so round it up to 2. So there's 8 pips. I mean, that's a lot. There was just no. This divergence was already telling me to stay out, so I actually did stay out of that. But cable was the better option, which was the one I took actually. But because that divergence didn't exist on cable, this was just scary. So, you know, we've got the reverse scenario of what we've got going on down here. So it's quite probable to expect it to possibly pop up over here and continue up, and that way the dragon will have turned up as well. So um, that's this was the main reason for um, this video. Really, it was just to show the importance of looking at divergence. In fact, there is a little bit of divergence here as well. That is definitely a lower low on the price that has made a higher low on the RSI. So yeah, I mean, we've got the reverse scenario of the GJ, but there's no reason for this to pile up because it's the wrong time of day. Like that one piled down, as it were, in the Frankfurt London Open. So yeah, just a thought process while I'm looking for trades. If it doesn't look right to me, I might as well make a video because it hopefully have value for you too. So thanks for watching and have a great afternoon stroke evening.